it's Marian Haye, mom, wife, business owner, and I just sat down with We Talking TV.
Hi, I'm Allen, also known as Jen in the industry, and I have the pleasure of sitting down with Marian Haye at her one of two locations, but we're going to get into that right now. Marian, thank you so much for sitting down for We Talking TV. How
Thank
are
you for
you?
having me. I'm fine.
Good, good. So now we're sitting in one of two locations, right? This location is predominantly for service, for wig service?
Custom-made wigs and to service my clients personally.
Okay, so your own individual clients,
Yes.
and then you have the public as well coming in.
Definitely.
Your second location,
It's a full-service salon where I have 4 hairstylists and the lash tech.
okay, and you are a 100% hairstylist,
Licensed
licensed
I am
cosmetologist.
licensed for 10 years in the States, another 10 in Jamaica. So yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
How do you deal with the dual licensing?
I mean, of course, from Jamaica to the U.S. they don't really count. So they
Okay.
had to do the state board over, so I did that, just to make them happy.
Mm-hmm.
I did that and had my license for 10 years now.
10 years.
Yeah, I functioned for 10 years before I even thought about getting it, but after I owned the salon, it made perfect sense.
We're not going to talk about the 10 years before the license.
But I was licensed in Jamaica technically. Just
Okay.
not in the U.S.
All
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
I digress.
Yeah, I know it. It's okay.
Are both locations in Brooklyn?
Yes, they are. They're 3 blocks apart from each other.
Okay.
So
Nice.
one is on Utica Avenue, one is on Church. I chose those locations because, of course, it's remotely East Flatbush. There's a lot of traffic that pass here.
Mhm.
The 35 versus the 41. So I kept that in mind when I was opening the locations.
Gotcha. Now, how do you balance the two, though?
Honestly, it's difficult. I find employees and I train them to manage, and that never really works out because sometimes you have stylists who are more, I wouldn't say bossy, but you have people who you can't really direct. And if you have employees who cannot be directed, then of course you can't have somebody who's not you trying to direct them because it just never works out. So I try my best to go between both. I'm in the process of training someone to work at this location so that I can rotate a little bit more often because
Okay.
I do neglect that at times, not intentionally, but sometimes I do just have it run itself.
Okay.
Yeah, so once I get my rent, not that I don't care, but I have a certain standard for my businesses. As you can see, they both look similar, and if my stylists can't keep that up, then they're not for me.
I got
So
you.
I let them go.
I got you. When did you decide that you were going to go the wig route?
When I had 6 stylists in the salon, and I was selling the hair from the salon, so it was too much chaos, so I had to relocate.
Got you. Got you. And so, were you using hair from a different distributor before you decided to go into the hair selling business?
No, I'm actually selling hair for about 10 years now.
Okay.
So same vendor.
That's a blessing.
Same vendor.
That's a
So
blessing.
one thing for sure is my hair is very consistent.
That's a blessing.
Thank you.
That's a blessing. Sometimes it's very hard to be able to guarantee, a
Same
certain
quality.
Yes. In this day and age with distributors, not even that we're buying it from different people, but that they're inconsistent. And so
Because it's so much
we
of
have
us
to wear
doing the
that
same
hat.
exact
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
Then there's more demand than product. So then they end up giving you the botched,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then us hairstylists is forced to deal with that.
Yes, absolutely. Now, okay, 2 salons, a full-time cosmetologist. I already know wearing that hat, what that does. Personal life?
Yes, I mean, it took me a while to create a balance. I have a husband for 16 years and 2
nice.
kids. So.
And 2 kids.
Yes.
2 salons,
And
2 children.
kids, exactly. So it kind of took me a while to, rather than us having, we used to have a lot of issues because I used to go to work, of course, at 10 a.m. and I'm leaving the salon at 2.
Mm-hmm.
So after a while, I kind of figured, I have to tone that down. So that's why I created the 2 space, more income. And I also created a thing where I kind of incorporate his business with mine,
Okay.
so he doesn't feel like he's always at home and always in the salon. So I sell sunglasses, which is his full line.
Nice.
Sunglasses and beard kits, so he does come here after work sometimes.
Nice.
That's it.
So beard kids.
Yes.
So you're able to service both male and female. It's not
It's
as a family business. It's
a
not a
family
bias
business,
thing.
so he kind of does his thing. I just kind of have items here. Clients do walk in and ask for it, but I
Mhm.
don't focus on that. I focus on the female part of it. He
Okay.
does that part.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
And so your children are what ages?
14 and 10.
Ah.
Mhm.
14-year-old is a
Teenager girl.
teenage
She's,
girl.
a lot.
So this teenage girl, is she privy to any of the luxurious?
It took me a while, but the moment she hits 14, crazily, she just snapped. Different person. Before 14, she didn't care about her clothing, her look. Now it's like, I want to leave.
Yeah.
I want my clothes to match now.
Yeah.
I want this outfit. And before I'm like, this is not my kid, but that's what it is right now. Now she's wearing my stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're going through that right now. The boy, he's into soccer, so
Okay.
it's not too hard dealing with him. Once he
Nice.
has his games, he's good to go.
Nice. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So how many inches are you allowing a 14-year-old to wear? What's the standard?
Oh, 14.
14 inches.
Yeah, 14.
That's good. That's not
14
bad.
inches, yeah.
Is she tall? Is she your height?
Well, she's about, yeah, oh no, she's 5'4", so she's
Okay.
tall.
That's 14 inches.
So 14 is, yes.
It's very tasteful. Very
Exactly.
yes.
We don't
yes.
want her to be too, you know.
That's right. Any color?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. One beat is.
That's right. That's
your
right.
right.
I am not mad at that
Mhm.
at all. So, generally speaking, you're open every day between both locations?
No, I go to church on Sundays, and I do believe that you have to have one day for the Lord, so I never open on Sundays.
Okay.
Unless,
But either location.
Either location, no.
Okay.
I allow my stylist to work Monday through Saturdays, it's optional. So I do open a salon, but I don't work on Mondays. So
Mhm.
Sundays and Mondays is my off days.
Okay. That's usually, that's,
For hairstylists,
That's-
yes, generally, yes. Mhm. It's usually a slow day on Mondays. Yeah, but I do believe you have to have one resting day.
okay.
Yeah, so that's my Monday, and Sunday's my Jesus day.
Nice.
Mhm.
How do you tie your faith into service?
I mean, I feel like if you're a spiritual person or if you're a good-hearted person, I feel like you attract those clientele. So, I mean, it was times when I had the ratchet and eventually they get that my energy is not there anymore, so they tend to just breathe themselves up. And then the ones who are for you do come naturally.
Mm-hmm.
I promote myself in church or, wherever I go, but I feel like people can feel your presence, your energy, and that's who will attract you.
Gotcha. Now, do you ever travel to Jamaica and do hair as well? Or are
Well,
you-
I do travel to Jamaica to do hair, and I flew to England too.
Okay.
But it was a little overwhelming, so I had to stop. But I did promise myself in the near future, I want to go back and give back. Because I feel like, even though Jamaica is up to date, they're not 100%. So I
Mhm.
would like to go back to where I'm from and kind of give back, free classes to people from my community.
That's nice. Jamaica's a beautiful country.
Yes, it is.
I've been to Ocho Rios. So I had an amazing time.
I'm from St. Elizabeth.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
so I'm not too far.
Well, you know when she goes, she goes.
All right.
I would take my license with me and all
Definitely.
that.
Definitely.
So, what's the projection for the future? Because, somebody would say stop here. You have 2 salons, one actively for a specific clientele and then full service clientele. But, there's always more. There can always be more.
Well, I don't intend to open any other location, but I do want to focus more on online sales because that's where it's at right now.
Okay.
I feel like online gives you way more options and you can make more money because it's a broader scale.
Mhm.
So I would definitely like to focus on that. So I will be hiring, marketing people, advertisers, people of that nature to kind of
Okay.
help me go there because you can do so much by yourself.
Yes.
And I can't really force my husband and my kids to do it. Like my daughter, honestly, right now, she's my social media person.
Okay.
And she don't always want to do it, but I kind of force her to learn things.
Mhm.
She could assist me. I pay her. Don't get twisted. I pay
This is
her.
good. This is
Because,
good.
when they get paid, they want to work more. So
That's
I
right.
do pay her for her time. But I'm just happy that I have her so she could take that little strain off of me. So she learns social media and I do the actual work.
Does she have the beauty bug? Outside of herself, does she have the beauty bug
No.
for people? No.
I say lawyer, politician, but she's very talkative and she's
Uh-huh.
but she's not. No,
That's good.
definitely not.
That's good. Would you want her to have the
Honestly,
beauty bug?
not. I think I kind of see something in her from a very young age. Like at the young age, she was on TV. She was, doing radio stations.
Mhm.
She was doing a lot. So I always knew that she was going to be that person who was, like I said, politics or she says Harvard, so who knows law.
Very nice.
But yeah.
You ain't a lawyer.
I'm hello. I'm still in Brooklyn because of her too. Because At 10, I entered her into prep for prep.
Okay.
So she did the whole course, she passed it, she went through it, and now she's in a prep school where she gets funded $70,000 per year for tuition.
Nice.
So she's in there for another 3 years. So when that's over with, then off to college.
Now, okay, so she anchored you in Brooklyn. If you had another option, where else would you have been?
I lived in Queens for a very long time. I love Queens.
Okay.
I love the peace and quiet and the idea of getting away from something.
Mhm.
I don't have to be right. You know where I'm at.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. So do you live in this
I live in
neighborhood?
Brooklyn. No, I live in Brooklyn. but
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. So now, where do you see the hair business in 10 years, 5 years?
I feel like the hair business is not going anywhere, honestly. It's gonna get bigger, because we have geniuses like, Maven here and those major companies that's like taking over. So us, the small companies, have to figure out how to, stay relevant. Because of course the Chinese are getting smart. They're coming to America and they're anchoring factories right in our communities. So if we don't figure out how to fight against that, then before you know it, they're, and another thing about the Chinese too, they're learning how to do hair.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're making it so easy for the clients to stay home and do it themselves that, if we're not smart, we're gonna be left with no clients.
Putting their own
So
full
we
locks in.
there you go. they're making it so easy, you could just buy it and snap it on, done. They have braided caps now.
Mhm.
Yep, so if we're not careful, that's why I always, encourage my stylists, stay relevant, consistently educate yourself, make sure every class that's coming out, you're there. You're learning all the new techniques, because if you don't, like I said, you will be left behind.
Do you think that the way that the industry is going now, it will take us back to original practices, which is the health and the integrity of your natural hair?
For the last 2 years, I see like the industry's trying the natural hair thing. It's not for everyone,
Mhm.
and natural hair is very difficult to maintain.
Mhm.
Like I could tell clients, go natural all you want. It's a lot of work, and people don't have time for that. So if you want to be natural, vice versa, I would never advise you to not to be natural, but it's a lot of work. So there's going to be clients who still want extensions or just want hair care in general. They find reasons to say that relaxers are not good because it's causing cancer. They still can't tell you 100%, yes, this is what's causing it. But I feel like what we eat, many things can factor into us getting cancer. But I just feel like if we stick to the roots and just, like now, even with social media, we're having this big issue about come with your hair shampoo. That's crazy.
Now, when I proposed this question to you, I'm happy we got to this point, because when I proposed it to you, I wasn't really like anti-relaxer. What I was really trying to imply is healthy practices of it being in the business, which is exactly what you're saying.
Definitely.
Being pre-shampooed before.
Analyzing the scalp, giving treatments on a regular basis, even if they get extensions.
Yes.
Clients are used to hopping in salons and hopping out, so they don't care about their hair anymore. And that's when you see the stylists coming in with, deal with alopecia and all that stuff. If your stylist, you're not knowledgeable, your client's hair is going to break. So you have to be knowledgeable enough to tell them, like, if you don't do this, this is what might happen. And if you want to have me as your stylist and servicing you, then you have to, there's rules and there's things that you have to do as a client too. So you got to meet me halfway.
That's right. That's right. It's a very large and overly populated industry. I think that we do well at mingling,
That's true.
with each other and finding our tribes that work well together as a business. But I know your cultural background is Jamaican.
Yes.
West Indians really dominate sometimes, depending on, location, region, everything, but dominate the hair industry.
Yes, we do.
Do you feel like there is unity in that because it's so overly populated?
Yes and no. Being from the island, of course, when I came here, I did get several fights from all over the place, to the point where I ended up in a barbershop with just men. So I was the only female among like 10 men. And that taught me a lot, because, dealing with guys have a different perspective of hair. Men don't come in and they don't complain, men don't criticize. They cut their hair and they go. With females, it's always like, oh, she's bald-headed, or it's just always a gossip situation, or it's hard to not, have that. So dealing with men versus women, some women didn't like the idea of being in the barbershop, but it worked for me because it kept me grounded. I didn't have a bunch of chicks to be catty with, and it kind of taught me more how to manage a business, because even though I was the only female there, I was the one kind of running the business too. So the owner kind of taught me, the moves, the works of the business, so that kind of helped me along the way with my salons. So it was a great experience working amongst men versus women.
Mhm.
I would never go back, honestly. But it was a learning experience, and I appreciate that because, like I said, that took me to where I am today.
Did that give you your business background?
Yes. So in Jamaica, I grew up in a household where my aunt runs bars.
Okay.
So at 14 years old, it wasn't illegal for you to sit in the bar until you get back and serve rum.
Gotcha.
It wasn't, so we always had a, it wasn't a business
Mhm.
sense. As well as 14, I was hustling, I was doing everybody's braids in the community. So I did learn from a very young age, just that when I came to the US, my parents would say, be a nurse. And I'm like, I don't like blood, I don't like hospitals. And I realized like, if I did 10 braids for a day at $20, I was at $200, that's good. So I started very early, and even when I was young, I made so much money as an 18-year-old girl, I didn't know what to do with it.
Shout out to Ivan Iverson. That's what I'm saying.
Listen, I probably was the first girl in Brooklyn to ever create a full catalog for braids in Brooklyn. Back in 2000, I had a full catalog that was sold to salons. But I just sat there and just got creative, did some designs, and sold them.
Yeah.
Yep. So I was doing it for quite a while. This is my salon number 5.
Okay.
So I did relocate it quite a bit because I was trying to find,
Mhm.
my resting place. I would say it took me a while to get to this location, but I did Flatbush twice. I did East New York. I did Brownsville, and then I'm on Utica.
Okay.
So I moved around for a bit.
What advice would you give to a future or aspiring cosmetologist or stylist that wants to have a salon?
I always tell them, be patient, be teachable. Everybody wants to be boss. Everybody cannot be bosses. You gotta know where you fit in the game. We all want to get to the place where we want to own something and say, yes, it is ours, but we don't all have that knowledge to really stay above, stay afloat just because we didn't pay homage to like people like me who was here before who really taught. Because I'm dealing with people now where they'll come and I'll try to explain to them that, you got to start from the ground up. Where there's things you have to learn, you have to give back, you have to give, and give. And you have to give and not look for nothing in return in order for you to be even ready to deal with your own little,
Mhm.
So people not going to say, oh, you're fighting or you're jealous or you just don't want to see me. That's never the case, but you have to start from the bottom up. We can't hop up to the top and think that, no, like I had struggles. I was put 80 grand into a business and 6 months later, they came with like, the buildings for sale. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, who's going to pay me? Like, it's a lot to learn.
Mhm.
But I always tell them, start small and work your way up. And always. The hairstylists, another thing about us hairstylists too, we don't have health insurance, we don't have life insurance, we don't have none of this because we don't investigate. We can do our own life insurance, our own health insurance, so a lot of ways to do it, but we don't know because we don't ask questions. I know stylists who's 60 years old now who's still working and they can't stop working. Why? They didn't put nothing away, So until they drop dead, they're going to be working. Yep, because they weren't smart enough to go out there and get the knowledge. So that's another thing why it's good to get licensed because it opens a door for so much, Yeah, it opens a door.
So what's next?
I'm hoping probably the next 5 years or so. I'm 37 now, so at 42 somewhere there. I want to basically have the business by itself where I do travel a lot, period. This doesn't stop me. Like I'm all over the place. I'm in China, I'm in England, I'm everywhere. So this doesn't really stop me. At this location, I didn't really feel safe leaving anybody here, so I would just lock up and go. So I may, hopefully in the near future, find somebody who can stay here where they're honest enough to run this in me until I get back. But my main aim is to just not be in salon full time anymore.
Okay.
Yep. Right now I'm seeing 3 clients per day, which is my goal. Before it used to be 5, 6, and 7, and that would just exhaust you, and the money was the same.
Yeah.
To know how to learn, how to up the prices and do less clients. That works for me.
Makes sense.
Definitely.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, girl. It's a lot.
But you balance it very well.
Definitely.
I think it's more so through your faith.
Definitely. Yep.
I want to thank you so much for sitting down with us. I
Welcome.
will check in with you.
Thank you.
We'll put the PSA out just in case. Maybe you need to get a
Thank you.
security guard or something. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. I'm not there yet, but thank you.
That's all right. We're going to put it in. We're going to put that out there. We're gonna put the energy out there in the world. We were
Thank
sitting
you.
down with Marian Haye, so we talking TV. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thanks for